This is JD and I'm here with Joyce Talk. In this COVID times, employee motivation and employee performance are two major factors steering at all big corporates, in fact, all companies. Now, motivation is the willingness to exert high levels of effort toward organizational goals conditioned by the effort's ability to satisfy some individual needs. This is as defined by Stephen P. Robbins, the world's best-selling textbook author in the areas of management and organizational behavior. Today my story is about employee motivation and employee performance. Before I continue, as usual, I would request you to subscribe to my channel. Hey, this is going to get bigger by the day. So hit the bell icon to keep in touch and keep a tab on my future episode. Please also like or dislike and put in your valuable comments. Do share my content if you like them. Motivation comes from the Latin word movere, which means to move. Employee motivation is defined as the level of energy, commitment, persistence, and creativity that a company's workers bring to their jobs. It goes without saying that higher employee motivation leads to better engagement and productivity. Unsurprisingly, employee motivation has become one of the top priorities for most businesses. Three components of motivation are direction, effort, and persistence. Technologists have risen to the occasion, but even the best organized individuals can feel the strain of accelerated deadlines and unforeseen complications. Earlier this year, a new study by Blind, which anonymously surveys technologists, showed technologists at many companies wrestling with increased overwork and burnout. Many companies have recognized burnout as an issue. Google has recently focused on a handful of initiatives, including a no meetings week and resiliency videos designed to improve employees' mental health. Other smaller firms have instituted everything from flexible schedules to virtual happy hours. Gallup is a global analytics and advice firm that helps leaders and organizations solve their most pressing problems. According to them, an alarming 70% of American employees aren't working to their full potential. Less engaged employees tend to be less emotionally connected to their companies. They don't feel proud of working for their company. They don't act as brand ambassadors, and they usually don't share the company's values. Here are some key employee motivation stats according to top-ranking management organizations. 62% of employees in managerial positions report high job satisfaction levels. 51% of US workers say they get a sense of identity from their job. Employees who report being happy at work take 10 times fewer sick days. 86% of organizations have a reward and or recognition program in place. 79% of American workers say company culture is an important factor in job satisfaction. Employees who feel their superiors treat them with respect are 63% more satisfied with their jobs. 78% of companies have a documented employee engagement strategy and less than 50% measure success. Disengaged employees cost organizations between $450 and $550 billion annually. Can you imagine? 80% of employees feel more engaged when their work was consistent with the core values and mission of their organization. Important. Employees who feel their voices heard at work are 4.6 times more likely to feel empowered to perform their best work. 93% of employees say they are more likely to stay with an empathetic employer. More than 50% of CEOs say corporate culture influences productivity, creativity, profitability, company values, and growth rate. Motivation is what keeps the wheels of civilization turning. When we are properly motivated, there is almost nothing we can't do. When you need to visit distant celestial bodies to learn more about our place in the cosmos, for example, we motivate ourselves to build new technologies to reach them. But every day on company campuses, in home offices, and in warehouses, motivation happens on a smaller scale when we identify opportunities for personal growth or for doing something in an exciting new way. Indeed, it is any great leader's responsibility to foster this kind of thinking. As today's workforce is quite different from the one we had 10 years ago, so are motivational factors. Every employee is different and not the same things motivate them. However, there are a few employee motivation steps every employer should follow. 1. Recognize a job well done. 2. Create stretch goals. 3. Break big goals into more manageable chunks. 4. Focus on intrinsic rewards. 5. Give your team autonomy. 6. Gamify your most important tasks. 7. Create an awe-inspiring work environment. 8. Give your employees ownership in the company. 9. Offer a clear path for advancement. 10. Express gratitude. 11. Practice transparency. 12. Get in the habit of self-praise. 13. Celebrate wins. Hiring a great team is only half the challenge when it comes to achieving continuous organizational success. The other half of the challenge is keeping employees motivated to retain talent and succeed in the long run. Motivation is considered as a predictor of job performance. In other words, the determinants of employee job performance were motivation, aptitude, and skill. Thus, motivated employees with high level of job involvement are considered as important elements to an organization. A great work environment, good perks, and most of the feel-good motivating factors have served as popular recruiting tools for the tech giants, helping them hire hundreds of thousands of employees across the West Coast. Benefits like free food, virtual golf, and napping pods help the firms retain valued engineers, project managers, and more, providing campuses designed to discourage workers from joining rivals. That has helped propel Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook to become the 5 most valuable companies in the world, collectively employing nearly 1.3 million workers. As their strong quarterly results show, the tech giants have the financial wherewithal to ride out the pandemic, even as some of them lose sales and advertising dollars in the economic downturn. Companies like Apple, Netflix, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook are much more productive than the average companies. You might think that it is because these companies attract top tier employees, high performers who are naturally gifted at productivity, but that is not the case. They start with about the same mix of star players, but they can produce dramatically more output. It is what they do with these high performers. Executives from large companies across 12 industry sectors worldwide said 3 components of human capital impact productivity more than anything else: time, talent, and energy. And the top quartile organize its business processes in a way that they are 40% more productive than the rest and consequently have profit margins that are 30 to 50% higher than industry averages. They get more done by 10 a.m. Thursday morning than the others do in a week, but they do not stop working. This difference compounds every year. Over a decade, they can produce 30 times more than the rest with the same number of employees, right? Thank you. See you in my next.